the left side here is a column that represents a lot of different containers. And so there's two different types. There's folders. You'll see here like 2025, 2026. I got a FreeShow Friday container. And then inside of there are projects. Okay, so a project is a container and a folder is a container. Now, when I say container, all I'm saying is that they hold shows. Okay, so folders will hold projects. They won't hold shows, but folders hold projects and projects hold shows. You can hit this plus sign and add a project or a folder. Totally up to you. You can even add templates. So you can make your own project template and then share it or export, or not share it, but use that as your default for every time you make a new show. Princey, I was right. So Princey said, yeah, he's joined live, or they've joined live before. Loving the videos. They're very helpful. I'm super excited about that, my friend. I'm glad you get to jump on, and make sure to ask some questions. Like I said, ask any questions of things that you want to know about specifically related to FreeShow. I'm happy to help as best I can. All right. So this left column holds containers and it holds your templates. All right. If you have multiple, you'll see them all down here, and you'll see some here. These are your folders. When you go into a folder, if you have any, and you go into a show, that show is going to represent you go into a project. That project is going to represent a series of shows, or maybe just one show. But when you have a project, you can organize it with different sections. All right. Now, the difference between FreeShow and OpenLP, or the difference between FreeShow and Presenter, or FreeShow and Easy Worship, or any of these other tools that you can find and that you may be using, is that FreeShow, much like ProPresenter, is that you would create your own system. All right, you create your own foundation of how you want to use the program. And so everything that you're seeing here, I custom made. Okay, you get to custom make your own as well. And so that's usually the hardest part, is laying that foundation. And what I recommend is look at what you currently do, look at what you currently like, what's important for you, and then try to mirror that in the program. All right. So if you break your service up into certain sections, then break it up into certain sections by simply hitting the plus sign and add a new section. All right. I like to color code my sections. You can make them all the same color, but if you right click on it, you'll see the option here to change the color. So maybe I say, you know what, I want to make the closing yellow. I can make it yellow, and anything that's in there will be yellow. And I say anything, basically any show that you've added. All right. So your shows can be dragged. So I can drag anything in from the bottom, okay, into a project. Any show can go into any project, and it can go into any section in any project. You notice here, worship, I've got 4 songs laid out there. All right. And then up here, I put an opening. I just have another song, but it could easily be a countdown. So I can drag in my lab intro, and I'll put that inside the placeholder. Okay. And now that's there for that. And then I can move this for your glory down into the worship section. So now I've got some more worship songs here, and you can rearrange those however you want to by simply dragging and dropping. If you've used ProPresenter, a lot of folks like to do what I call the ProPresenter view, but it's called toggle focus mode. If you go up to the top where it says view, you can hit that, and you'll see this option now. It lays out every slide that you have, okay? Gives you a preview of it, and you can simply click it, and it'll let you navigate through the show. All right, and you can scroll through, and you'll see everything lined up. This is really helpful for the day of service. And then I can go down here. You can see more, and it just populates all the different slides. And it's a bunch of slides in those songs. Here's some other shows that I added to the list, and they're all here. And it takes away your wording for your icons, and it just gives you the little icon representation down there, because this is for the day of service. You're not really editing. You're just showing your show. Okay. I'm gonna go back to view, and I'll turn off focus mode, and it brings you back kind of to that home page, or that main page. So the left column is containers. The top is going to be your main pages. 3 main pages: show, edit, and stage. The show page is where you would actually see your list of shows and your other tabs here. So your shows are going to be like your library of this. I call it the source of truth. This is where everything lives. Okay. And then the edit page is where you can actually edit any slide, any template, any overlay. And then the stage is where you can actually edit your confidence monitor, or your stage view that you can use in the program. We go to the right side. This is your preview, your layers for each part of your presentation. So you got a background layer, you got a slides layer, overlays, you have music, and you have a countdown layer. If you use Spotify, you'll automatically have, if you have Spotify open on your computer, it'll automatically open up a platform here on the right up under your layers, to be able to navigate through Spotify with previous, forward, play, and pause and or fade out. Okay, which is really cool. All right. And it just does that automatically. That's one. Excuse me. That's just one of the features that's just built into the tool, which is really cool. And then at the bottom, I talked about it a little bit, but the shows library. This is where all your shows live. Okay, they stay down here until you delete them from here. You can delete a container without a problem. It will not remove the shows that are down in the library. It just removes that container. Okay, it'll remove the folder. It'll remove the project. If you right click on it, you can say delete. It'll just take it away. But it does not remove permanently any of the shows that were in your library. All right, you can easily recreate that same project by just dragging more shows in to that. The media, so since this is a drawer, it literally can go up and down. So you can drag this up and down to be as big or small as you want. Same way with the columns, right? You can bring those in and out to be as wide or as narrow as you need, okay, on each side. But in the media, this is where all your files live and all your access to any folders that you've put in from your computer. This is also where you'll see your inputs, okay? You'll see your cameras, your screens, you'll see NDI and or Blackmagic connections. And then you also can access YouTube videos. So you got worship videos you can use. I say worship videos. These are some worship videos. This is a rap video. This is Lecrae. This is a preview, or not a preview, but a scene clip from The Chosen. And excuse me, any YouTube video that has been allowed to be embedded, you can actually share that with a simple hit the add button at the bottom and then just paste in that the share link, and it'll automatically populate the video for you to add it to a project. Okay, there's Vimeo integration, there's Pixabay integration, Unsplash, and even Canva. All right. When I say Canva, that was a big one because a lot of folks have a paid Canva account, and if you have a paid Canva account, then you can make the most of this. All right. Unsplash and Pixabay are really cool because you can do picture searches and drag those to be your backgrounds. Really simple and easy. All right. The audio tab is really nice. Let me close this out. It popped up my trying to let me log into Canva. But the audio tab is helpful because this is where you can add any MP3s or WAV files that you've got. You also can see your metronome in here and edit that if you need to in terms of adjusting it. I'm not a music expert in any form or fashion, so I don't have a clue how to use a metronome. But it is there, so you can adjust the tempo and the beats. You also can add sound effects. Make like a little tap board here where you can actually just click different pieces and it'll automatically play that sound effect. And that's all going to come from the different folders that you add from your computer. So any folders you add of music, you can select add folder. It'll automatically, you point to where you want that folder to you want FreeShow to read from, and it'll make a smart folder connecting that folder so FreeShow can see it, and you can use those to drag onto your shows and things like that. Let's see here. Overlays, really cool. This is where you can put in like different overlays for lower thirds, your logo, and all that kind of stuff. Templates, these are defaults that you can actually use to make your shows really simple to edit. So I got a bunch of song templates. If you need help with different templates, you can go to my website, GaryBJr.com, and download some pre-made ones for you that are different than the built-in default ones. But FreeShow gives you a bunch of defaults already. They work really good. But you can also make your own by just simply right-clicking it, edit and duplicating any one, and then start editing it, make it in different colors and all that kind of stuff. I love doing that. All right. The other cool thing about this program is the scripture tab is here, and it lets you actually bring in the scripture on any slide that you want, or make a whole show with just the scriptures you want. You can simply search through here and add any Bibles that you have available to you from the new scripture tab or button down here at the bottom. When you click that new scripture, it gives you an option to do an online or API Bible, which is available only when you have access to the internet in terms of being able to search it, okay? And then local Bibles, you can download XML Bibles from the internet as well. And those you can use anytime with or without internet once you download them to your computer, all right? Now, earlier I said you can make a Bible verse or show when you can see it down here when you have internet. I like to call this section down here in the drawer, I like to call this all the buffet. Okay, anything in the buffet, you can access it whenever you have access to the internet, especially with the scriptures. And then if you have any show connect or media connections, that are online, like YouTube and stuff like that, with the scriptures. And if you have other connections to like subscriptions for other ministries or something like that, you can actually add those in the shows, and those will always be here. They'll be available for you. All right. Even without internet, when I make a scripture search, so I can right click on this and say convert to a show, and it'll automatically bring that scripture in as a show. And now I have access to that with or without internet. The calendar is really cool because this is where you can actually set things to be scheduled to happen, or you can just add events in, right? You can just add in events and make a slide that is associated with the countdown to when that event is going to happen. Functions are super, super cool because functions involve a lot of different pieces, right? On the left side here, you'll see we have actions, which are crazy cool, right? In ProPresenter, they would call them macros. In my word, I just call them like automation, right? So you can add a new action. Timers, really cool as well. They do exactly what they sound like. You can make many different types of timers that'll just count up or count down. You can make them count towards a time, right? You can do all kinds of cool timers. You just hit a new timer down in the bottom right. Variables, really cool as well. I would call them like automated text or numbers you can do. Like you can do a scoreboard if you wanted to, or just hit the little plus sign and it'll add one to it. I can say I want to add a 3-pointer, so I can hit the plus sign and add a 3-pointer. You also have interactions. This is crazy. This is one of the newest features in terms of the last month or so. This option to add in interactions. And what interactions allow you to do is make live polls and quizzes, okay? And then OBS, okay? If you want to connect your OBS to be able to control your scenes and sources, you can do that from here as well. So that's a brief overview of the main page. The edit page is here, and you can make all your edits like you were in PowerPoint, and you'll see on the right side all your different options there. And across the top here, you can change the view to be text edit or slide edit. You can also add more features, right? So you can add media like images, videos, camera feeds, timers, clocks, any of that stuff you can add. You can even add charts now into the program, just like you could in PowerPoint. And then the stage view gives you an idea of what you want your, you design this how you want your overview, not your overview, but your confidence monitor to look, okay? And there's a lot of features here, same idea. You hit the plus sign and you can add in text boxes, media, cameras, timers, clocks, all that good stuff, all right? Your settings, this is a major part of the program. This is where you actually go in. You can go to general. You can add in, if you use MIDI controllers or Companion or something like that, you can add different emitters down on the bottom right. But most people are going to be using the groups for their songs and things like that. You can customize that. Like I said, I'm not musical, so I don't do much with that at all. And then you can go to outputs. This is where you add in your different outputs. If you got multiple screens, you can hit the little plus sign at the bottom, and that's going to give you the room to actually edit what type of output you want that to be, whether it's a physical HDMI, maybe it's a Blackmagic SDI, or maybe it's a NDI, right, where you're using network device interface and you're just doing a virtual cable, right? Or even you want to send it to the internet, right? You want to play back something like RTMP feed directly to YouTube. You can do that as well from the outputs. Styles will be kind of like what you would consider to be, I forget what they call them in ProPresenter. Let me see. We got some comments in the chat. I'll talk to you guys in the chat once I finish this overview. But these dictate how your output looks. Okay, so this is kind of like you can bake in a template. You can do a template override here. You can determine if you want the output to have a background, slide, or overlay layer active or not, and you can deactivate that. Really helpful if you're doing a live stream and you want to just have lower thirds. You can deactivate the background for your NDI output or for your Blackmagic output or something like that. Connections are really cool as well. You can actually show FreeShow like from like a remote connection where you can actually have it on another computer and it looks just like FreeShow, right? Stage show shows you your stages, and these all happen through a browser, okay? So you can have this remote access through a browser, okay? Control show gives you like a remote control. A lot of people use that with their phone. Output show gives you their outputs that you can pick from and show those on any internet browser on the same network. So it could be in another room, but you can show the output in another space, okay? API is helpful if you use Companion or OBS to connect, or OSC as well. And then we got the remote clicker. The remote clicker is really cool. What it does is it allows you to use your phone or tablet or whatever it is through the internet to control your show. And it just gives you a clicker that goes left and right, which I love, okay? And then your content providers, if you want to connect any of these, like I talked about earlier, you can connect to those content providers and they will allow you to have access to their content. And that'll stream or embed into FreeShow as well. Files, you can turn on Cloud Sync, so you can actually have not APlay Pro, but FreeShow computers talk to FreeShow computers. Okay. Another partnership FreeShow's made is with a company called Amazing Life, and they have APlay Pro, and I work with them day in and day out, and so same features as FreeShow, but through Amazing Life, which is really cool. And then we got profiles. This is where you can add in users for your volunteers, right? So if you have volunteers, you want them to be able to access the elementary stuff because you've made some folders or categories for elementary. You can make a profile that gives you access to only see elementary stuff. And you can set if you want it to be able to be read only or write as well as read, or you can set it to where they don't even see it at all. You can hide folders from certain profiles. And so when somebody opens up FreeShow, they just can pick the profile they want, and it'll automatically give them access to everything they need. One of the crazy things about FreeShow is you can change the whole thing, right? So I can say, hey, I want to change it to be the default color scheme, to be all pink, right? Or maybe you want to do the terminal setup, and you want it to be dark black and then bright green. I like the blue, so I kept mine blue. I might have customized it a little bit. I'm not sure. But you can customize the font size and all that kind of stuff. And then more stuff here. You can actually reset everything. And I forgot to say, in the files, you can back up and or restore your backups as well. So if I hit restore here, you'll see that it gives me a list of all the auto backups that I've had. Okay. You can restore those real quick and easy. So you can always save everything you do. I got mine set to auto save. You can also back up daily, and you have a default data location under those files. All right. So I'm gonna go back to the home page, which is kind of like the show page up here at the top. Let's see what we got. I missed some comments here. Looking for a way to create a template view with a single text box view, bringing